Good morning. I am Dr. Vernon Smith, Provost of the American Public University System. It is my great pleasure to serve as your Master of Ceremonies today. Welcome to the 2019 Class Commencement Ceremony. Please remain standing for the national anthem performed by Ms. Kimberly Crotty. Gentlemen, please remove your caps at this time. Thank you, Kimberly. The invocation will be delivered by University Chaplain Cynthia Lindenmeyer. Dr. Lindenmeyer?
May we pause. Creator of us all, may we pause and lose ourselves in this moment. May we own it, and may we never let this opportunity drift into the void of a distant memory. We gather to honor all who journey this unknown path of academic endurance. Through the chaos of life, we stayed the course to be at this time and place. Today, as we hear each graduate's name read, may we be strengthened, knowing that their story is our story. Their accomplishment is our accomplishment, and their joy is our joy. Our hearts also join with American Public University and American Military University graduates whose voices applaud and support our classmates who are here in spirit, and may we remember those who are still on the path, seeking not just a diploma, but the opportunity to take this present moment to change the future to one of hope, justice, and compassion for all. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Lindenmeyer. I would like to introduce our distinguished colleagues on the platform. Please stand as I introduce you, starting at my immediate right. And I should say, please be seated. First, I would like to introduce to you, and please stand, Dr. Wallace Boston, our president. Our commencement speaker, General Michelle Johnson. Thank you. Our student speaker, Philip Ross. Chair of our Board of Trustees, General Alfred Gray. Chair of our Board of Directors, Major General Barbara Fast. Our University Chaplain, Dr. Cynthia Lindenmeyer. Next to her are members of our Board of Trustees and Board of Directors. Serving on our Board of Trustees, Dr. James D. Polk, Dr. Kate Zatz, Colonel Kim Ward, General David Huntoon, Member Emeritus, Mr. Frank Ball. Serving on our Board of Directors, Ms. Jean Halley. Dr. Barbara Kershon. Mr. Bill Robison. To my left on the platform is Assistant Provost, Academic Partnerships, Outreach, and the Dean of the School of Education, Dr. Conrad Lotze. Dean of the School of Arts and Humanities, Dr. Grace Glass. Interim Dean of the School of Business, Dr. Marie Gould Harper. Dean of the School of Health Sciences, and also overseeing our inaugural class for the Master of Science in Nursing, Dr. Brian Freeland. Dean of the School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, Dr. Ahmed Nauman. Dean of the School of Security and Global Studies, Dr. Nicole Drummiller, our Associate Dean. In the next row, Dean of Graduate Studies and Research, Dr. Jennifer Douglas. Assistant Provost of Faculty Success and Dean of the Extension School, Dr. Grady Batchelor. Senior Vice President and Chief of Operations Officer, Mr. Bob Gay. Executive Vice President and Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Patrick Dyberg. Vice President of Accreditation, Dr. Jennifer Helm. Associate Provost and University Registrar, Ms. Michelle Newman. And more important, and very important, our Mace Bearer and Vice Provost of the University, Dr. Gwendolyn Hall. Program directors, faculty and staff seated on the stage and in the audience, please rise and be recognized. There's our faculty. Thank you for the great work you do in service to our students. Now, I would like to invite spouses, loved ones, parents, children, and friends of graduates to rise. Graduates, please stand, turn around, and recognize these dear friends and family members, and thank them for the support given to you as you worked on your degree. Thank you. To give the President's address, I am pleased to invite our President, Dr. Wallace Boston, to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming President Boston.
Good morning. On behalf of the American Public University System and its Board of Trustees, I extend a hearty welcome to members of this year's graduating class and all of our honored guests. In January of 1993, American Military University accepted its first cohort of 18 students, all seeking a master's degree in military studies. The internet if you can believe this, was in its infancy, so our first courses were delivered via UPS, Federal Express, or the Postal Service to students with a box of materials, including textbooks and syllabus, as well as instructions to call, or if you had email your professor once a week. Over the next 25 years, our courses have evolved quite a bit as technology enabled the development of learning management systems for classroom content, broadband for faster online connection speed, e-books, software simulations, etc. AMU evolved also and began offering undergraduate degrees, as well as we established the American Public University System and American Public University. We grew from that first degree and 18 students to 120 degrees and 83,000 students. Today, more than 13,000 graduate students, like you, are pursuing studies in 45 different degree programs, ranging from that original program in military studies to psychology, space studies, homeland security, sports management, nursing, among others. With the launch of our 2 doctoral programs last year, 48 of those graduate students are on their way to becoming our first doctoral graduates. I'd like to welcome all of you to membership in our Alumni Association, which is currently over 85,000 strong. And those of you who are seated here represent 2,985 alumni who earned master's degrees over the past 12 months. Clearly, your paths to complete your degrees differ from person to person, but in many cases, your drive and determination to complete your degree were boosted by the cooperation and understanding of your family, and we applaud them once again for their words of encouragement and assistance. So just a little bit of history. For those of you that don't know, master's degrees originated in the Middle Ages, where the term mastership referred to the students achieving the highest scholarship at the university and whose knowledge qualified them to teach the same material to bachelor students. More recently in the United States, the Council of Graduate Schools declared that the master's degree is a credential designating advanced preparation and training in a specialized area of study, most commonly for the purposes of entry into or advancement within the world of professional practice. On the surface, it really doesn't seem like much has changed. But as you and I know, a lot has changed. In the Middle Ages, education was reserved for the clergy and nobility. Today, nearly 70% of high school graduates in the U.S. attend college. Approximately 11% of our college graduates earn degrees beyond a bachelor's. You are now among that small percentage of our population who advance their education beyond a standard 4-year degree. Just as earning a high school degree was a differentiator for my grandfather's generation, and earning a college degree was a differentiator for my father's and my generation, graduate degrees are the new differentiators for today's generation. Whether you studied in a traditional classroom, on a traditional campus, or studied online from deployments in far-off countries and battle zones, doesn't really matter nearly as much as whether you completed the degree requirements specified by the university's faculty. In an era where the amount of content being published on the World Wide Web each year is equivalent to the content published by the New York Times over its entire history, those able to discern the good content from the bad content will be able to thrive at work and at home. It is the responsibility of our faculty and deans to monitor the advancement of information and update our degree programs when appropriate so that you and those students who follow you are current in your program or concentration. Whether you decide to continue with their formal studies and earn a doctorate, maybe even with us, or continue to acquire knowledge and your expertise through your career and other experiences, wear the badge of mastership proudly, professionally, and personally. I thank each of you for selecting us for your master's degree and wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors. Congratulations and Godspeed.
Thank you, President Boston. We will now take a few moments to acknowledge graduates and faculty who were honored earlier for their academic and teaching excellence. Award recipients, please stand when your name is announced. Please hold your applause until all are recognized. The Class of 2019 Graduate Academic Awards were presented to Adam McDermott, School of Arts and Humanities, Leah Ritz, School of Business, Jacob Henry, School of Education, Mark Bramblett, School of Health Sciences, Johnny Ferguson, School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, and Chancellor Leonard, School of Security and Global Studies. The 2019 Graduate President's Award recipient is Brian Cutler. Brian, would you please stand and be recognized? At this time, we would like all of our graduates who received academic honors to please stand. Congratulations on receiving this honor. Graduates, you may be seated. Now, I would like to invite the recipients of the Outstanding Faculty Awards to stand when announced, and again, please hold your applause. The 2019 Faculty Awards were presented to Dr. Richard Leiter, School of Business, Doug Sloan and Jennifer Cedillo, School of Health Sciences, Dr. Jennifer Hand, Dr. Joseph Dillon Maddox and Harry Cooper Jr., and Sharon Chehutsky from the School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Lisa Kochevar, School of Security of Global Studies. Now, please join me in congratulating them all. The Wallace E. Boston Leadership Award is reserved for that individual that demonstrates outstanding leadership, significant contributions to higher education, and the impact to his or her community, industry, and the world around us. Yesterday, during our awards luncheon, James Barney was honored with this award. James, please join me in congratulating. James, please stand, and everyone, please join me in congratulating James. The James P. Etter Award for Creativity and Innovation was created in honor of American Public University System's founder and first chancellor, Mr. James P. Etter. This award is presented to an individual who clearly thinks out of the box, someone that has the drive and passion to turn dreams into reality. The 2019 James P. Etter Award for Creativity and Innovation was presented to Jason Bacchus at our awards yesterday. Jason, will you please stand and receive this honor? Today, we are honored to have General Michelle Johnson as our commencement speaker. General Johnson is Senior Vice President and Head of Referee Operations for the National Basketball Association. She is in charge of the NBA's officiating program, which includes recruitment, training, and evaluation of the entire ecosystem of NBA referees, including the WNBA and the developmental G League referees, stewards of the integrity of the game. She oversees the NBA Replay Center. In her capstone Air Force assignment, Michelle served as the 19th Superintendent of the United States Air Force Academy, the first woman to lead a federal military service academy. This is a dual role as a military commander and a college president. Michelle is a 1981 U.S. Air Force Academy graduate herself. As a cadet, she earned the leadership role of Cadet Wing Commander, a first for women at the U.S. Air Force Academy, and among all other federal service academies. She is a Rhodes Scholar, as well as being named twice a Basketball Academic All-American. She was later inducted to the Academic All-American Hall of Fame. During her distinguished Air Force career, Michelle was a command pilot with more than 3,600 flying hours in multi-engine jet cargo and in-flight refueling tanker aircraft. Her flying missions spanned the globe, and she deployed several times to Southeast Asia, Africa, and the Pacific and Indian Ocean regions. She also served in the White House from 1992 to 1994 as Air Force aide to President Bush, number 41, and President Clinton. As Brigadier General, Michelle led a team on the Pentagon's Joint Staff that created the policy foundation for U.S. Cyber Command. Prior to her appointment as the United States Air Force's Academy Superintendent, she was posted to the Supreme Headquarters, the Supreme Headquarters Allied Powers Europe as NATO's Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations and Intelligence in support of NATO military actions from Afghanistan to anti-piracy activities off the Horn of Africa and air operations over Libya and the Balkan with peacekeeping and Balkan air policing. Michelle is married to John Hargraves, a retired Air Force pilot. Their twin sons are avid high school marching band and orchestra musicians. Please join me in welcoming General Johnson to the podium.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. Congratulations, graduates and family and friends, because you're part of this. Congratulations for your achievement and for pursuing a lifetime of learning. Thank you, boards of trustees and directors, and President Boston for including me in today's celebration, and for generously bestowing, spoiler alert, an honorary degree later on. I'm grateful, truly grateful. This university's vision carries deep meaning for me. This is the vision, to advance social, economic, and environmental well-being through the transformative power of education. Higher education changed the trajectory of my life and capped my Air Force career in my role as the Academy's superintendent. I have loved the world of ideas from my youth in Iowa, before there was an internet, a long time before there was an internet, when my window to the world was the public library. To follow my Air Force career, I sought a role in civilian higher education. And in the process, the search firms entered my resume into their candidate inventories. Meanwhile, the National Basketball Association was looking for an exceptional, experienced leader to formalize processes, as you heard, for scouting, training, and evaluating referees from the G League to the WNBA and the NBA. Referee operations truly does serve the integrity of the game, and that's what hooked me. I was surprised to be approached by the NBA, and this illustrates one thing I wanted to share with you today. Life doesn't follow a straight line. It's more a wild ride of ups and downs and serendipitous opportunities. My journey has been wild and wonderful. When I was posted in Belgium at NATO's military headquarters, or SHAPE, as you heard, the British Deputy Supreme Allied Commander Europe asked me, "How did you get here?" And so I told him about growing up in Iowa and climbing up on barns with my dog to look out at the far horizon and wonder if I'd ever get into that big world. At a high school career day, I learned about the Air Force Academy and took a leap. That leap transported me into the big world. Educators and leaders mentored me to stretch my comfort zone to meet new challenges. And so I told the general this, and he said, "Only in America." And I said, perhaps so. Perhaps that's true. I only know that I was born where I was, when I was. And I appreciate the bow wave of change since the 1970s. Laws and policies changed to open doors to pursue a life of learning and meaning with diverse people in diverse, very diverse endeavors. It's been worth it to take a chance on unexpected opportunities. It's been worth it to learn from setbacks, put one foot in front of the other, and press on. In addition to life's nonlinear path, I'd like to underline the importance of our humanity, especially in our data-driven, technologically advanced times. My story might be similar to some of yours. Neither of my parents earned college degrees. They did not have military experience, but they did stress the basics. Don't lie, don't bother people, and do your best. Those basics translated neatly into the Air Force core values: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. And most institutions have similar core values. By whatever words, the aspiration is to align people to a shared purpose. It's about trust amongst colleagues who had been strangers, on whom our lives and/or our livelihoods may depend. Integrity, respect, do your best. My father was a tough farmer, and a key subset of his don't bother people code included no crying. So I was shocked to see Dad weeping at my Air Force pilot training graduation. I asked, "Dad, what's wrong?" And he said, "My daughter is a jet pilot." And I said, "Dad, you told us we could do anything we put our minds to." And he replied, "But I could not imagine this." He could not imagine it. I'm so fortunate that my father embraced that jump beyond his understanding with love. His reaction has remained my backstop when I face those who respond to the unimaginable with reactions that are not love. I learned as a member of the Academy's second co-ed class what it's like to be made to feel other. Many faculty, staff, and cadets did not want service academies to be coeducational. Women cadets were routinely accused of ruining the academy or lowering standards. And that sentiment has changed dramatically based on 4 decades of measured performance. But it is not entirely gone. Of course, humans are involved. So knowing what other feels like has informed my career. And that pattern goes beyond personal structural bias. Human beings are often suspicious of those with different points of view or different professional experience. And you could hear how eclectic my background has been. When I became the head of my alma mater, I was determined to put a priority on the culture of respect, diversity of thought, and inclusion. And it turned out that many people still did not like the idea of a woman at the academy, especially a woman superintendent. And they made that crystal clear over the first few months. But a lifetime of experience steeled me for it. And we did lift the culture with echoes of core values. Maintain your integrity, respect yourself and others, do your best. It was also fascinating to serve in higher education in an era with a heightened focus on STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and all are truly vitally important. But still, working with human beings benefits from also understanding the human condition through history, philosophy, literature, and the arts, as well as from a firm grasp of the scientific method and the technology that science produces. Critical thinking skills can help us bridge that human and technology interface. In 2011, Mark Zuckerberg said of Facebook that there is a psychology and a sociology to the technology. And we're seeing that, are we not? Doubt is being cast on expertise and privacy, in the meaning of leaders' words. There is real danger in terms of lives and treasure in having doubt cast on our government, financial markets, communications media, and even GPS-dependent navigation. Technology should be a tool for humans, not the other way around. I'm just saying. I hope you've seen the movie Sully or read about Chelsea Sullenberger, an Air Force and commercial airline pilot. The investigators of his remarkable landing on the Hudson River on January 15, 2009, questioned his choice for an emergency landing site after a bird strike knocked out both of his engines. Only after they took into account the human element, the time it took to recognize the emergency and adapt, did it become clear that deep knowledge and well-honed judgment saved lives in a water landing. NBA referees are a lot like pilots. They study volumes of technical rules, review endless video clips of plays called correctly or not, and for them, every game is an away game. On basketball courts with very tall, fast, strong, and passionate players, surrounded by screaming fans, referees leverage their knowledge and well-honed judgment to make bang-bang decisions. Accuracy is fundamental to the officiating craft, and there's a vast body of data on referees' performance, perhaps the most analytical scrutiny in all sports. By all measures, NBA referees are excellent, though not perfect. However, in the 2017-2018 season, media focused on the tensions between officials and players, not data. The NBA dispatched our head referee, Monty McCutcheon, and former NBA All-Star Sharif Abdurrahim and me to talk with all 30 teams. The players and coaches' central concerns were about human considerations, eye contact, communication, respect, and empathy. Yes, empathy. We incorporated that feedback into our training curriculum. And this season, we visited all the teams again. And feedback says we've made great strides, still not perfect, but better. The interpersonal interactions on the court are incredibly intense, especially now during the playoffs. The court environment is a microcosm of intense times in our off-court social and political lives. The tenor of the times has set me to my roots of gaining understanding and from reading and reflecting. And I've been digging into books I've been intending to read, especially those by historian Barbara Tuchman. I learned about her at the outset of my tour of duty at the White House as the Air Force aide to President George H.W. Bush. The director of the White House military office at the time was Lieutenant General U.S. Army retired Richard Trefry. I'm going to give him a shout out because I know he's watching the streaming. Hi, sir. He's now an esteemed trustee of this institution. And he told me about a speech that Barbara Tuchman had delivered in 1972 to generals at the Army War College. Tuchman spoke about the necessary qualities for leadership and generalship, physical and moral courage, as well as their necessary partner, intellect. Your academic studies are feeding your intellect. But to the point of courage, in words that still resonate, General Trefry said roughly, "It's easier to dodge bullets than to look someone in the eye and do the right thing." Adrenaline and training harness the former in the heat of battle, in the heat of the moment. But the latter act takes moral courage. To bravely and respectfully raise a concern or a dissent in the cold light of day. This is a human challenge. Doing the hard right, speaking up for the human dignity of colleagues, questioning the consequences of a new technology, respectfully disagreeing, helping another person improve, or admitting that we need to improve, or listening to another point of view and taking new insights on board. My father was brave and loving enough to do the hard right when I jumped beyond the world that he knew. When I transitioned from the Air Force, I wanted to know if what I had learned and practiced in uniform would transfer to the private sector. It turns out that yes, people and organizations behave in essentially the same ways. That's why people write all those books about organizational management. To that point, a retired Master Chief Petty Officer Navy SEAL approached me after one NBA team visit. He was a player development coach, and he shared that they don't know what we know. So first, it's awesome to be part of we across services, government departments, and ranks. We have a shared experience, and our shared experience transfers. We know that a clear purpose focuses group effort. We know that we should define roles, train for our roles, and hold each other accountable. We know more than we think we know, more than our technical specialties. Caveat, humility and respect for what other people know are imperative before sharing what we know. Humility matters. Most importantly, we know that people want to be able to trust peers and leaders. We want to know that our comrades care about us and our shared purpose, not just about themselves. We generally forgive errors in those with the courage to try and the humility to admit when they fall short. Earn trust, respect others, do your best. In the 1970s, the writer and humorist Art Buchwald said, "I don't know if these are the best of times or the worst of times, but this is the only time you've got." I think his words ring true in 2019. Life's path is circuitous, not a straight road. Opportunities and challenges pop up without notice. Carpe diem. Keep your integrity. Respect yourself and those around you. Enjoy a life of learning with the courage to grow your understanding. Take time to reflect. You know more than you think you know. These may not be the best of times or the worst of times, but this is the only time we have. Let's make the most of it. Congratulations. Thank you.
It's my pleasure today to recognize Michelle D. Johnson and award her the Director of Public Service honoris causa in recognition of her extraordinary achievement, not only in public service to her country, but also to academia. We honor her for her service to the American people, their liberty, and their security at home and abroad. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the American Public University System Board of Trustees and the entire university community proudly join to confer upon Michelle D. Johnson the degree of Doctor of Public Service honoris causa on this 11th day of May, 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me and congratulate General Johnson as she receives this honor.
Thank you so much. Such an honor. I'm really, truly grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, General Johnson. Wasn't that amazing? Class of 2019 graduate Philip Ross was selected to deliver this year's student address. The class of 2019 is over 10,000 strong. Philip was selected to share his personal experience as a representative of this strong, diverse, and impressive graduating class. I welcome Philip to the podium to deliver the 2019 student address. Philip?
President Boston, trustees, alumni, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, family, friends, fellow graduates, welcome and thank you for being here at this exciting and probably long-awaited moment. How's everyone doing this morning? If you're feeling even half as great as I'm feeling, I'm excited for you as well. What a great experience at APUS, right? You know, as I look around the room, I see people of all ages poised to graduate. Congratulations to all of you. If you're younger than me, you have a great head start. If you're one of my contemporaries, kudos to you for advancing or using your degree to launch a new one. The university experience has been an incredible one for me, as I'm sure it has been for you. The professors, classmates, and curriculum are second to none. I know that we are all prepared for what our future holds, armed with the knowledge, discipline, and organizational skills that we all needed to be successful in our online degree programs. Now, many people witnessed how much I took my schooling to heart and how I embraced my studies. I was at times obsessed with the subjects I was learning, and this prompted many inquiries about the pursuit of a PhD. Now, while I love learning, chances are I will not be doing so. There's already one Dr. Phil, and he virtually ruined the name, so I'll just stick with the title of Master Phil as I'm known in my circles. People often speak about motivation, but the focus needs to be on drive. Motivation serves as a fantastic means to set a goal. However, drive is the force that enables achievement. The internal drive, what's in your heart and deep in your soul, is the spark that ignites the fuel, propelling a person to forge ahead and not to be deterred. That is drive. This mechanism must come from inside, and all of us have the capability. We simply need to find the drivers and embrace them. I had several drivers in the pursuit of my master's degree. One major driver occurred in 2001. I had an office on the 25th floor of Tower 2 in the World Trade Center, and by the grace of God, my boss permitted me to come in late that day. If that stroke of luck doesn't make you feel like your life is meant for something bigger, nothing can. But a very short time after surviving the 9/11 travesty, I found myself divorced, unemployed, with mounting bills, and pulling myself out of this spiraling downward process was no easy row to hoe. People only see the success that I'm enjoying, but they know little of the failures and dark times that were endured prior. I had to remind myself over and over that my children were watching and that I was meant for something bigger. I persevered, and here I am today. Another central driver was my father, who was a great athlete and a powerful Marine. Unfortunately, there came a time when he struggled with overindulging, unhealthy eating habits, and a sedentary lifestyle. His life was cut short, and losing him has created many ripple effects in my family. He wasn't able to see my children compete in sports or graduate high school. My youngest child never even had the opportunity to meet a grandfather. He wasn't around to see me publish my first book or witness me becoming the first in our family to attain a graduate degree. These moments are what make life special. They're all what we look back at with laughter and nostalgia and tears of joy. My greatest goal is to help inspire healthy, active, and happy lives so other families don't have to look back and say, I wish they could see this. This degree will help me achieve my goal. Sedentary lifestyle has surpassed smoking as the #1 preventable cause of death in the United States. As a health and wellness professional, I feel it is my duty to do what I am able to help make a difference and make America fit again. Now, things happen for a reason, so I knew that my life was spared, my job terminated, my marriage ended, was for a bigger purpose. True, there were times when I wanted to throw in the towel, but my resolve and belief in my capabilities enabled me to forge ahead. No matter how many times I stumbled and fell, I was determined to stay on the path. So here I stand in front of you in a happy marriage with a new wife, healthy, successful children, a master's degree, a flourishing business, an author of 2 books, and with a job as an educator. I am proof positive that you are your greatest asset. My story may be unique to me, but I know it's not unique in the world. Fellow graduates, we all have come here today with our own stories, our own set of circumstances. So find your drivers, embrace them, and pursue your goals. There are 1,440 minutes in every day. It's up to you to make the most of each one of them. The attainment of an advanced degree will open new doors for all of us. In my particular case, my degree in sports and exercise science will help me in my pursuit of promoting a healthy and active lifestyle for people of all walks of life. This is not an end, but a beginning for all of us. Now we have a responsibility to serve as role models to our families, friends, and peers and to represent our communities. We need to walk the talk in an era when most only talk the talk. It's up to us to serve as an example and inspire others to believe and achieve. I want to say thank you to my professors, classmates, and my support network for making it possible to secure this degree. Thank you, APUS, and congratulations once again to everyone here on a job well done. Now go and enjoy the rest of the commencement. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip, for those inspiring words. We would now like to take a moment to recognize those graduates that could not be here today. The next portion of our ceremony celebrates our virtual attendees. All of you watching and celebrating from around the world. The first person to cross the stage will be a master's degree candidate representing those who are participating virtually through the live webcast of today's ceremony. Will the individual representing all our graduates in absentia please come forward? This moment celebrates all of you around the world that could not be here physically today. This experience gives all of you the opportunity to celebrate through the eyes of a fellow graduate and have that moment of crossing the stage into alumni status. Congratulations to you all. Now, it's the moment you've been waiting for. President Boston, I am pleased to present to you the American Public University System Class of 2019 candidates. Master's candidates, please stand and come forward to receive your diploma and your alumni gift.
School of Arts and Humanities. Monique S. Parker, New York. Amy Beth Gress, Pennsylvania. Teresa Lynn Kennedy, Maryland. Eduardo R. Riasich, Florida. Adam Christopher, Nevada. Sean Partee, Texas. Holly Gorman, Wyoming. Robert J. Oles, New York. Richard Bird, Arizona. Robert Demonge, Maryland. Alexandra K. Rudolph, Georgia. Jesse Kressel, Utah. David Allen Bell, Iowa. Evan F. Bradley, Virginia. Xingying Sunny Huang, Texas. Diana Fricke, Virginia. Peter Baroche, Colorado. Susan Sweat, Georgia. Chavery McClanahan, Maryland.
Anne Bayron Frey, Virginia.
Julieta Sophie Del Arco, Florida. Michelle M. Lesson, Illinois. Gwendolyn Wright, Ohio. Brett Rogers, Arizona. Megan Nishikawa, Virginia. Jeffrey Hearn, Arizona. Andrew Charlton, Alabama. Kobe Treadway, Maryland. Kim Antoinette Parker, Maryland. Susan Palmentera Wardell, Ohio. Victor Gilreath, Virginia. Connie Robinson, Virginia. Kiera J. Johnson, Illinois. Catherine Hill, Maryland. Adrian Claybaugh, Virginia. Marilyn Mercado, New York. Valencia Scaife, New York. Tanika Waltenberg, Georgia. Pauline F. James, U.S. Virgin Islands. Isiana Abner Dunn, Alabama. Courtney Valencia Horton, North Carolina. Adam McDermott, West Virginia. Nzinga Severe, New York. Kevin Robert Bako, West Virginia. Christopher Howell, South Carolina. Cynthia Banks, Delaware. Farah Ann Clark, North Carolina. Nicole Elnicki, Vermont. Chad Reese, Texas.
Warren Snyder, Ohio. Jorge Vasquez, Virginia. Lascana Rodriguez, Hawaii. Kimberly Chrisley, Maryland. Arlen Riggs, West Virginia.
School of Business. Jessica Kelly, Colorado. Rebecca Aguirre, Texas. Jalen West, Indiana. Jamie Yee, Maryland. Akintunde Oloidi, Maryland. Sean Keith Newman, Maryland. David D. Pippi, Pennsylvania. Lanice D. Pimentel, New York. Sharon V. Crosby Peoples, South Carolina. Laura Michelle Hedrick, Oklahoma.
Robert Taylor, Pennsylvania.
A little bit later.
Nahid Latif Khan, Maryland. Brian Flint, California. Wendy Spears, Ohio.
Jason Salvucci, South Korea. Chanel Peterson, Alabama. Rachel Drake, Virginia. Deidre Mays, Virginia. Christy Allgood, Texas. Shayla Baugh, Virginia. Jessica A. Smith, Pennsylvania. Ben Marshall, Virginia. Rochelle Booker, Maryland. Brian Eugene Watkins, West Virginia. Angela Wilkins, California. Leah Ritz, Pennsylvania. Ivy Beckham, Maryland. Marites Arcales Neely, North Carolina. Geneva Diaz, Texas. Jana Morales, Texas. Andrew Prey, Florida. Timothy Weber, North Carolina. Kenneth Chinnery, New Jersey. Marcus Anthony Ramon Preston, Virginia. Jennifer McFarland, California. Jessica Howell, Washington. Jairus B. Burks, Tennessee. Pierre Williams, District of Columbia. Samuel David Sneed, Rhode Island. Danielle Combs, West Virginia. Deborah Michelle Sweezy, Georgia. Shay Figueroa, Texas. Quasiana Smith Emanuel, Alabama. Elizabeth Lewis, Florida. Jonale Smiley, Florida. Candace Vahat, Florida. Kiana Michelle Mullen, North Carolina. Jason Kepner, Virginia. Shayla Spencer, Florida. Gerald Gene Smith, Ohio. Samuel Messenheimer, North Carolina. Gabby Giselle Ochoa, Florida. Maya Basil, Michigan. Suzanne Mueller, Iowa. Tiffany Shante O'Neill, North Carolina. Janine Marie Franz, Louisiana. Joshua Lewis, Ohio. Daniel Adams, Pennsylvania. Orest Kitts, Maryland. George Zakchewski, Virginia.
Kenyetta Fulton, New York.
Joseph S. Martin, Florida. S. Harris, North Carolina. Jared Filson, Virginia. Emmanuel Ablani, Georgia. Noel Zarza, Pennsylvania. James P. Clayton, West Virginia. Lisa Dungy Mitchell, South Carolina. Julian C. Barriga, California. Phyllis Poindexter Gandy, Virginia. Samantha Gale Plosica, North Carolina.
Tisha St. Kerr, Pennsylvania.
Daniel Myers, West Virginia. Amanda Taylor, Maryland. Kathleen Ballard, Maryland. Kelly Jean Socha Hansen, Iowa. Dereji Haptamu Bizu, Virginia. Sean Clark, Pennsylvania. Curtis W. Bigelow, North Carolina. Keisha Renice Uyeno, New York. Alisa Perez, New Jersey. Ebony Allen, Ohio. Stephanie Gillis, Georgia. Rachel Amanda Rodriguez, Washington. Hector Alcazar, Alabama. Kevin Souza, Florida. Milton Fleshman, Virginia. Kristen Hauk, Maryland. Regina Buckhalter, Georgia. Lori E. Burley, Georgia. Gina Butler, Texas. Chantal Monique Dobbins, Maryland. Brian Higbee, Pennsylvania. Jacqueline E. Cisco, New York. Shantae Patsarikas, West Virginia. David Hemphill, North Carolina. Paul Gatlin Jr., Michigan. Sherry Matthias, Washington. Frank Edward Clark Jr., Texas. Michelle Lee, California. Penny Ray Walton, Bowie. Angela Davila, Texas. Keovan Williams, Georgia. Daniel Andrew Fedonik, Illinois. Jose El Patino, South Carolina. Christine Shahan, Tennessee. Laquan Daniel, Virginia. Kayleen Chatham, Nebraska. Jennifer McCain Hahn, Louisiana. Jamila Davis, Georgia. Robert Brimbury, Michigan. Sandra Marie Owen, New Hampshire. Mia Shante Forbes, South Carolina. Verna Ann Forbes, South Carolina. Vonda Young, North Carolina. Ashanti Reed, North Carolina. Shakira Timmons, Maryland. Marquita Davis, Virginia. Dejon White, Virginia. Kendall Holloway, Ohio. Matthew Govia, New Mexico. Shima Hughes, New York. Admiral Lee Jr., North Carolina. Jennifer Stewart, Maryland. David Edward Manns, Ohio. Luis Navarro, California. Jeffrey Page, North Carolina. Brian Burke, Delaware. Michael Adrian Goodman, Mississippi. Ray Bishop, Michigan. Keith Bernard Taylor, Hawaii. Steve Miller Sr., Alabama. Darian Martez Johnson, North Carolina. Roy Young, South Carolina. Azaret Rivera Garcia, Virginia. Claire Cull, Pennsylvania. Charles Bradley Henderson, Alabama. Nicholas Sotilli, Maryland. Gordon Cusack, Ohio. Todd C. Stevenson, Virginia. Samuel Rodriguez, Massachusetts. Keisha Anderson, Georgia. Suze Fortune, New York. Jo Helen Jackson, Mississippi. Yvonne A. Jackson Diaz, New Jersey. Eric DiNigel Akafu, Minnesota. Dwayne Moore, North Carolina.
Alice Porter, Texas. Deidre Carter, Georgia. Michael Alexander Danvers, Florida. Teresa Sun, Illinois. Cynthia Yvette Cantris Rodriguez, New York. Cassandra Lewis Duthill, Maryland. Simonde Mason, Virginia. Syrian Messino, New Jersey.
CPT Asongwe, North Carolina.
Captain Asongwe, North Carolina. Jamal Allen Mack, Arkansas. Brandy Gardner, Virginia. Chioma Wosu, Maryland. Nicholas Ayers, Georgia. Sharon Williams, Florida. Anthony Bell, Georgia. Nima Charity, Maryland. Delmar Anthony McDonald, Ohio.
Dee Reed, Missouri. School of Education. Brandon Moore, Illinois. Quentin DeMond Workman, Texas. Melinda Whalen, Ohio. Rochelle Robertson, South Carolina. Courtney Forshee, West Virginia. Yolanda Quina Goodrich, Georgia. Sophia Henry, Florida. Carla James, Florida.
Nicola Bennett, Florida. Mary Jo Walsdorf, Wisconsin.
Natonia Senyon Clay, Virginia. Jennifer Bennett, West Virginia. Caitlin Lawson, Texas. Jacob Henry, West Virginia. Sanae Pinkney, South Carolina. Maria Rowena Farales de Gaia, Philippines. Jasmine Parson, Florida. Thea Jones Winsley, New York.
School of Health Sciences. Rebecca Gabriel, Virginia. Jacqueline Cherie Crawford, Maryland. Charandra Smith, Maryland. Caitlin Marie Hall, Ohio. Judy Ann Elliott, Maryland. Tanya Purdy, Ohio. Deborah Besson Carr, Maryland. Tiffany C. Lurch, Ohio. Mark Bramblett, Nebraska. Madeline Paul, Pennsylvania. Solveig King, Maryland. Irene Nega Ofegbu, West Virginia. Lillian Dorwona, Maryland. Seble Wangel Mulugeta, Maryland. Leslie Hines, California. Veronica Christine Segura, Texas. Kimberly Ann Smith, Arizona. Cheryl Diane Souders, Maryland. Deborah Ladensack, Michigan. Ebony Ayana Harris Weaver, Georgia. Helen Webby, Delaware. Priscilla Amawa Siegel, Maryland. Yvonne Osei Insafwa, Maryland. Evelyn Mose, Kenya.
Kiana Danielle Miles, Virginia.
Colette Steele, New York. Terrence Sanford, Virginia. Cecile Frederick, Texas. Sharina Mary Atkinson, Illinois. Carlin Brooks, Tennessee. Michael Young, Arizona. Omar Hakeem Urban, District of Columbia. Kiasha R. Cunningham, Mississippi. Simon Notsavat, California. Jamel Austin, Colorado. Jordan Derek Brown, Maryland. Nicholas Ryan Young, Texas. Adam W. Drake, North Carolina. Carlton L. Holt, Jr., Texas. Lamar James Stewart, New York. Toure Carter, California. Sal Gonzalez, California. Crescenda Latrice Singletary, South Carolina. Tori Ledoux, Texas.
Philip Ross, New Jersey.
Katja Walter, Virginia. Quentin DeAdrian Watson, Texas. Carlos Ross, North Carolina. Timothy T. Mack, New Jersey.
Brooke Crabtree, Virginia. Lalita Gromidalala, New Jersey. James Richard Noyce, Ohio. Menelik Fernandez, Canada. Tiffany Lee Logan, California. Julie Marie Moline, California.
School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Sean G. McKeever, Ohio. Longa Kara, Georgia. Michael Camp, Florida. Naheem Abi Balogan, Georgia. Narendra Kanukanti, Georgia. Christopher Williams, Florida. Jordan Van Hoy, North Carolina. Rosa de Jesus, Connecticut. Tanika Key, Louisiana. Devin Allen Hindman, Illinois. Devin DeRoe, Missouri. Radu Sharpay, Utah. Alvin George Wallace, Jr., Louisiana. Stacy Fry, New York.
Quasi Rashid.
Emmanuel Obeng, Virginia. Brian Mogaru, Texas. Riceburg Surma, Kenya. Brandy Washington, Maryland. Lynn Crawford, Idaho. Tosana Mariah Ronner, New Jersey. Katrina Donald, North Carolina. Jason White, Alabama. Stephanie Lynn Mills, North Carolina. Felix Fungo, Tennessee. Brad Russell, Tennessee. Michael Eitvogt, New York. Heidi Lynn Stream, Texas. Frederica Weeks, Minnesota.
Brittany Nicole Singroy, Minnesota.
Kyle Aaron Haney, Colorado. Rebecca Miller, South Carolina. Louis Lecter, Texas. Keith Moore, Maryland. Terry Arceri, Washington. Christopher Johnson, New York. Alma Courier, Georgia. Jason Stambaugh, Pennsylvania. Esmeralda Marrero, Texas. Imanta Koirala, Virginia. Ada Hall, Georgia. Stephanie Janelle, Arizona. Ani Pry, Albania. Mark Michael P. Juliton, California. Brian Payton, Pennsylvania. Alexander David Keeley, Maryland. Thane Kya, New York. Matthew David Fabian, Connecticut. Denise Muniz, Texas. Muhinga Martino, New York. Ilea Gaitan Kim, Maryland. Sylvanus Bonini, Texas. Ashley Stevens, North Carolina.
Lev Polvatsky, New Jersey. Johnny Ferguson, New York.
School of Security and Global Studies. Corey Leroy Carter, Georgia. Famara Drama, Maryland. Christy Lynn Farquhar, Texas. Rebecca Drury, West Virginia. Leandris Marcel Williams, North Carolina.
Brandy Chantal Jones, Louisiana.
John Wayne Welty II, Pennsylvania. Margaret Lewis, Florida. Heather Hoffsummer, Arkansas. Bonnie Owens, Florida. Lakeisha Creekmore, Maryland. Robert Meyer, New York. Nikia Patterson, New Jersey. LaRonda Lachelle Arnold, North Carolina. Gongang Y. Joseph, Texas. Robert Wayne Manley III, Florida. Lavon Woods, Maryland. Odin O'Farrell, California. John Curtis Taylor, Utah. Haley Catherine Sokol, Virginia. Jason Weber, Florida. Michelle Kathleen Bellis, Ohio. Reggie Hammond, Georgia. Jessica Peglow, New Jersey. Kimberly Fisher, Maryland. Jay Gottney, Oregon. Robert D. McCord, Georgia. Gail Ann Embry, Washington. Jaime Lopera, Virginia. Raisa Victoria, Virginia.
Demetrius Williams, California.
Sheldon A. Harley, Virginia. Jermerica Boykin, Florida. Jeffrey Stone, Georgia. Bernadette Miranda Lopez, New Mexico. Catarina Morales, California. David Harms, Virginia. Michael Lorenzo Lilly, Virginia. Daniel McCleary, Tennessee. Nakima Sepulveda, Puerto Rico. Carlos Nieves Perez, Puerto Rico. Thomas Jean Ames III, Virginia. Nigel Mitchell Thornton, Georgia. Roberto Marion Gerald, South Carolina. Hardy Pascal Jr., South Carolina. Louis Nicholas Tercio, Connecticut. Richard Gephardt, California.
Shauna Lynn Browning, Maryland.
Melissa Michael, Virginia. Charles O. Ayeni, Georgia. Emil Manley, North Carolina. Eric Singleton, Texas. Davor Debchik, Virginia. Louis Cartwright, Florida. Crystal Anita Madkins, Maryland. Dotson Carter III, Virginia. Kayla Roth, Maryland. Stephen McDonald, Kansas. Rachel Atkins, Ohio. Dmitro Stepanenko, New York. Nicole Paulo, Virginia. Daniel Chanko, Pennsylvania. Matthew Case, Virginia. K.J. Robinson, Maryland. Dale Emanuel, Florida. Emilio Hernandez, Virginia. Jamie Cartwright, Florida. Teresa Marie Fitzpatrick, Texas. Eric Anthony Haas, Florida. Brian McCusker, West Virginia. Thomas Wood, Virginia. Aaron Spencer, Maryland. Ron H.R. Johnson, Georgia.
Ronald Aquan Baker, New York.
Randall J. Helms, Georgia. Kristen Ficken, Virginia. Henry Garrison Jr., Virginia. Sarah Balian, Virginia. John Gal Cho, Canada. Matthias Rayner, Austria. Elizabeth L. Morningstar Harris, Michigan. James E. Rippey, California. Jesus Manuel Serafin Jr., Texas. Karen Espino Mitchell, Virginia. Jeffrey Guyan, Florida. Rashid Cohn, Maryland. Scott Stebbins, Virginia. Max Roberts, Virginia. Shannon Renz Gaines, Georgia. Florina Story, Texas. Edward Charles Schneider, Colorado. Sharon D. York Cheney, New Jersey. Clarence A. Ford Jr., California. Veronica Lillian Quintana, Florida. Jessica Yeris, Virginia. Shaniqua Rose, Florida. Brian Cutler, Florida. Samuel A. Anderson, Maryland. Nicholas Mahora, Florida. Matthew Armstrong, Florida. Stanley Davis, Virginia. Takema Wallace Berry, New York. Tabitha Davis, North Carolina. Heather Elizabeth Jackson, North Carolina. Kiera Blassingame, Maryland. Desiree Roxanne Allen Coe, Virginia. Glenn Gordon Daniels, New York. Charlene Nicole Brown, Georgia. Anita Deshawn Taylor, South Carolina. Audrey Renee Wojcik, Georgia. Audrey Ochir, Virginia. David Nugent, Florida. Stephen A. Okeke, New York. Benedict O. Aduze, Georgia.
Abdirahman Ahmed, Minnesota.
Sierra Kennedy, Virginia. Pamela Green, Maryland. Marvin Sadler, Washington. Catherine Walker, Georgia. Janiqua Chance, New York. Cheryl Razia Hussein, California. Richard William Richter III, Florida. Stephen Macklin, Tennessee. Scott Randall Tarswell, Florida. Garrett William Ludke, Washington. Daniel Pena, Texas. Pamela Lawande, Virginia. Erica Crotty, New York. Antonio Tony Reynolds, Sr., Virginia. Joe Rochelle, Pennsylvania.
Sanjay Van Riel, New Jersey. Shalika Doyle, Virginia. Susan Sangster, Missouri. Salamawet and Darriman Bernard, Virginia. Christine Sheehan, Florida. Anastasia Schultz Lombardi, Maryland. Carrie Hodges, Virginia. Shoa Yang Webb, Michigan. Liz Rodriguez, Puerto Rico. Devin Cairns, New Jersey. David Mullins, Georgia. Timothy Brown, Virginia. Aldo Agard, Virginia. Vianne Ryanwa, Rwanda. Adriana Buthay, Virginia. Kimberly Pruitt, Texas. Ariel Arturo Rodriguez, Panama. Aaron Van Rees, Kansas. Joshua C. Williams, Florida. Sydney Elizabeth Nichols, West Virginia. Fernando Barragan, Connecticut. William Anderson, California.
Master's degree candidates, please rise. President Boston, these candidates have fulfilled all requirements for the respective master's degrees, and it is with great pleasure that I present them to you. Graduates, as you exit the stage, you will receive your alumni coin as a token of your newly granted alumni status. Dr. Boston?
Thank you, Provost Smith. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the master's degree with all of the privileges and responsibilities thereunto. Graduates, as an outward symbol of your achievement, you may now change your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left side. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a big round of applause for our graduates.
You may be seated. The American Public University System's Board of Trustees, directors, faculty, and staff extend our congratulations to you, our graduates, and now our alumni, on your achievement of your educational goals. We have been privileged to support you in your endeavors. We wish you only the best in the future and encourage you to stay in touch. There are so many wonderful opportunities to stay connected to the university and your fellow graduates, such as involvement in social media, our peer mentoring program, your alumni community, and much more. No matter where your accomplishments take you, and they will take you, we will always be there and for you. Thank you, family and friends of our graduates, and for the support you have given them for being present at this ceremony. We hope you've enjoyed your commencement. Guests, please remain at your seats until the platform party, the faculty and graduates have recessed from the ceremonial hall. The side exit doors will remain closed until the recessional has exited the hall. With this, Our commencement ceremony has concluded. Have a wonderful afternoon.